what is your thoughts on Silent Hill? E-Rock.
Me. Okay. Well, actually, I really enjoyed this title. I thought it was a really great title. There's a lot of great things about the game, mechanic wise. Uh, it's kind of cool because it gives like an eerie psychological dread, just like the originals. The atmosphere of the actual game itself, it's like true to form. I like how it's set in the 1960s. Um, that's what it feels like to me, like in Japan. Um, I don't know anything about Japan in 1960s, but it has that look, which I really enjoy. Um, what else can I actually say? I really love when I say the mechanics, the dodge mechanism. I really love that. Uh, let's see. Not
That
trying to
was
go.
I mean, can
I'm
I
not
add
trying,
to like what you were talking about, like 1960s Japan?
yeah.
Like,
Well, I didn't want
so
to go deep into like.
yeah,
I'm
like I was
trying to
just,
spoil it free because
oh yeah, yeah. I only got so
not much I
far.
want to talk
Like,
about in regards to
yeah,
that.
yeah. Like you said, you played through all of it. No, like you beat
Yes,
it.
I've finished the game probably like a week a week ago. Uh, yeah, the character designs, everything about the game itself. It was really cool. A lot of like parts of it remind me of like if you've ever seen the Japanese film Ringu, that kind of
Mm.
horror aspect of like the not knowing and so forth. I really enjoyed that. Um, yeah, it was. You're in for a ride. You're in for a ride.
I'm
I can't wait
excited.
to start
Oh
playing
yeah.
it and get further into the actual story itself because you're actually in for a ride. The cool thing is, there are. This is not spoilers. You're probably gonna know this. There's gonna be multiple endings.
I heard that already.
That's all I
Actually, yeah.
say. That's all I say on that.
Yeah.
But
I
I'm
just
glad.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was gonna start because I thought you stopped. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
um, but what you call it? Like the night. So this is actually kind of like a side commentary. What I thought was really funny is that you know how like typically for like certain ratings or certain images or things that are going to be depicted, you have to like express there's going to be nudity, there's going to be violence, there's going to be drug use, profanity, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
What I thought that was funny in the disclaimer that was included on top of all that for this was um, sexist ideology because it's set in the 1960s, which I thought was hilarious. I don't know, could be thinking a little old
Well,
school, but I was like, I would expect something set in the 1960s, especially in Japan, because so like what I won't say who, but someone that I was talking to about. So what I love to do is I love to read and look at everything when I play a game. So it takes me a really long time to go through. So I read all of the journal entries. And I was told by who I was talking to that it was funny that I was actually reading through everything because when they watch other people play, they just skip through it and just go through gameplay. So you're not really learning anything about the characters or the background or what's being said. Like I thought it was really interesting that for the period that they're in, that females were not supposed to mix with males. They don't play with the boys. They were seen as lesser than. Like that's part of the story, and it's
hmm
like nothing to really get offended of, but it's like a really interesting aspect of it, and that actually plays towards the main character's, her whole thing. Like it's all about who she is. That she was, and also the fact that she's tall, like taller than girls of her age. So she's just all around different. So I thought I appreciated that little like those little tidbits, even as far as I've gotten, just to have that much background for the main character. And you can speculate a lot of like what's actually going on without, saying any spoilers. I'm already guesstimating what her role in this whole thing is,
Well,
like, but
go ahead.
um
I'm kind of intrigued. What you got to say about it? Like, I'm
um
intrigued now.
I'm thinking that she killed everyone, and she's kind of like, this is mentally her going, like, processing what she did and working through it via Silent Hill. Like, that's my perspective of it. She's actually the antagonist, if you will.
Hmm. That's a very interesting theory. I really like that.
Yeah, that's what I got so
But I
far.
can either confirm or deny.
All
Um,
right. And please don't, because I hate spoilers.
um, right now, what I can actually say is, like, how you were saying, like, how they was sexualizing, and I agree. Rather than they were like objectifying, they were like contrasting, like depicting how the society of that time treats female
Mm.
and their beauty, and it's just
The aesthetics, the outward appearance, their
yeah,
behavior, their mannerisms, whatever, yeah. The
yeah,
conformity to habits, or to what's acceptable at the time.
yes. So you know my I don't want to go into theories. Oh, okay, here we go. When you were playing the actual title, the ghost that was chasing you, who do you think that is? That's
I
early
was
in the beginning.
thinking,
That's super
yeah,
early in the beginning.
I was thinking it was either her real self, that she's running away from who she really is and what she really did, or a vengeful spirit.
Mm, okay. All right.
Because obviously none of them are there. Either she's having schizoid episodes. She's like having memories that aren't memories. She's seeing people that she knows, but then they're not there. But then it kind of like, she's in and out of reality, which, I mean, that's Silent Hill essentially. Um but yeah, I think she's having like she has schizophrenia maybe. I don't know. I
Okay.
think she's the perpetrator. She is the one that committed these sins. She's the monster essentially.
That's a cool theory. I like that. That's cool. Should be another game called that, just to mix that in.
What I'm wondering is, what is the F about? Because it looks very almost musical.
Hmm.
So I don't know if it has anything to do with music. Like, just the font style reminds me of how, like,
I want
tempos
to
are written in music.
I
You
want to
know?
say it so bad,
Don't
but no,
don't do it. Don't do it.
I would not ruin the surprise. But yeah, uh, I like your theories and so forth. It'll be an interesting game if it was revolved around that. I think that would be a good premise for the game if it was that. What I can actually say about the actual game, if you are a fan of the originals, Silent Hill 1 and 2, you will definitely love this game. It adds new uh, mechanics in regards to like attacking and dodging. Uh, it still has that dread, that overbearing dread feeling, just like the first one. I
Mhm.
don't know what that was,
So
but
appropriate. Like,
Hey,
yeah,
hey, hey, hey!
yeah,
Don't be doing that look back shit, brother. You're scaring. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
So let's just say I'm the only one in the house, so it's like my dog's outside, so it's like
oh
that's
god.
predator right behind
We
me.
about we about to shut this whole thing down.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, it's got the puzzle aspects, the kind of how reality bends, just like the
Mhm.
first and second one, and pretty much everything that's known for the Silent Hill, and how they heighten the tension within each of the environments. Um, I really enjoyed that as well, and like the haunting sounds, like I don't know exactly how far you got, but those creatures in the beginning.
I'm going the second time through with the fox guy.
Okay. Okay, second time
So
through. So you're in
and
the
I
shrine.
just huh?
You're in the shrines.
Yeah. So like all that the white housing. I'm going through the storage rooms with all the idols and all
Okay.
the drawers. I just found the Inari statue and I put it in the bowl and now that cabinet opened. So now I paused there because we started this, but
Okay.
but
I
I
know.
got that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Just ooh, what can I say? I can't really say too much. Okay.
Yeah.
I really can't say too
I
much.
mean, we can speak on like you mentioned also like the mechanics, which I thought was interesting. Is even before I started playing, Zeno, who was talking with us last time, she was playing through it, and I was watching her play it on Twitch. Um, and she was talking about like the mechanics of it, like the dodge mechanics, the striking. Like she was like feeling it out because it was essentially more or less new for Silent Hill. That kind
Yeah,
of the way that they're doing it is very different.
I agree.
So she was
It feels
feeling
like
it out. Yeah.
not so much. It's like a Dark Souls Silent Hill, not to that
Yeah.
to the extent of Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is its own kind of game.
Hmm.
There's a lot of people that try to copy it, but Dark Souls is Dark Souls.
But it's still
Um,
unforgiving. Like you can't get lazy about it.
exactly, exactly. And when I say where it has its Dark Souls kind of mechanics in regards to the stamina bar and so forth,
Mm.
your character gets exhausted, uh, especially when they're in. I guess when they have sensory overload, when they're having a say, I don't want to give it up, when they're having a break, basically.
I wanted to ask that, Eric, especially Iraq, for you and Lobo, like, because I didn't play I haven't played the new one yet. I played
Okay.
old school Silent One, where I got completely lost in it. My favorite game is Resident Evil. That is my favorite game. How do you like the addition of the Stamina Bar, the Dark Soul, uh, like add-on, Dark Soul add-on to something like Silent Hill?
Well, it gives it more of a, instead of your character just being static, like the Resident Evil. I mean, Resident Evil 2, you still have the grenade, you have the knife. I'm talking about the remakes, not the originals. Um, that gives another element. You're not succumbed by the zombie either attacking you, just like in the original Resident Evil 2. They just jump on you and bite you, bah, you know. But the remakes, they
Right.
add that option of you have that little combat knife, and you also have a grenade that you could lodge into their mouth and push them away. So
Okay.
it just gives another element to the actual game itself. I can only imagine speedrunners or just anybody that's like the ones that beat the game like entirely too fast, probably like in 14 minutes. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
that short. It's not that short. I think my playthrough was about 8 hours, maybe eight
Okay.
to 10 hours, because I
Right.
was reading everything. There was an area I did get lost, but I'm not going to spoil that. I can't wait to hear what you think about it. It's got a very eerie feeling. Um, but yes, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like the Dark Souls kind of element in regards to the dodging mechanics, those are added to this game, and I really enjoy that because she's not just like how Silent Hill 1 and 2 and Resident Evil 1 and 2, the originals. They're just static characters and they couldn't do anything. Resident Evil 3, they added that little shove that Jill Valentine does.
Yeah, true.
Um,
Yeah, true.
but you know, we didn't get those in the other Silent Hills or anything like that. Uh, yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of my one thing talking to Lobo about it because I'm so used to the static movement of the original Resident, which I actually like, and I was so scared to play the remaster Resident Evil because I love the original, the OG so much. I haven't even touched the remaster, so I was just wondering like how is that new mechanic in the like these remakes with games that was meant to be hard as hell, and so that was kind of like,
and
is it?
it's
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
and it's still difficult depending on what setting you have the actual game at. I mean, it's still difficult. I mean, I died several times in that game. I try to
Right.
go for an endless death. I mean, like not dying during the gameplay, but I died several times, either from bosses or something like that, where I made a grand error in regards to my dodge, and I paid the consequence for it, or just learning the mechanics of well, not mechanics, but the attack patterns of a boss,
Right.
because there's quite a few in this. Um,
Because I was gonna agree with you. Like even just like me and Zeno both went in story mode, but there's still like plenty. Like you still have to learn. Oh, maybe this boss I shouldn't fight, and I should maybe more escape. Which, I mean, if you play stuff like this before, like more often than not, you're trying to find a way to escape. It's not necessarily you're not like the tank or the hero that's trying to kill the boss or like you're trying to survive. So if you understand that, but like the big one that I had, the one that I got a little lost on was the field with the scarecrows people, you know.
oh,
So
yeah,
so with that instance, managing resources was a big thing.
yes,
If you get what I mean, managing everything you have, timing it out, because you can get stuck if you don't do it
yeah,
right. Like, yeah. So that was one for me that I was like, because even as we all know, we get clues, riddles, whatever. You try to find the pattern, you try to recognize the pattern, but you still mess up regardless, or it's not as obvious as you think it might be.
yeah,
And then before you know it, you start running out of your resources, and then you have to do it all over again. So it was one of those things of like, I mean, he saw me, Ragefire saw me. It was like, yeah, so I'm dying and I have to do this all over again. Like it was one of those scenarios. Like I was already at low health, low resources, like everything, and I had to repeat the process. Like just with being as vague as I can possibly be, like without saying anything. It was an uncomfortable situation. I made it through, but it was still one of those things of like how you said, not necessarily mechanics, but just understanding like what you need in a particular scenario. And then like when they pop out of nowhere, well, I shouldn't have said that, but yeah, stuff like that where
yeah.
you know you might die, you might not die, but hey, it's like everything is like, how do I put this? Like just to relate off of what you were saying is like it's not what you expect, you know. It's not predictable per se.
And see, just like how you were saying in regards to what you felt about this, that you're basically thinking, and not to give anything away, just in regards to this Silent Hill, that you're actually thinking about regarding the character, about the trauma that she's facing. But I, how am I going to say this? Uh, because see, every Silent Hill has a something relating to trauma, shame, fear. Uh, oh man, it's like something within their very core that's disturbing. Uh, they're trying to make you feel a certain emotion towards these characters. And a lot regarding this game, without giving nothing away, uh, did you feel that they were leaning towards more of the female perspective and societal like pressures?
Like, because I mean,
Like,
you only
oh,
really get that if you look at the journal entry. I feel
okay,
if you
okay,
don't look at the journal entry, it's just more like, oh, it's a maybe a tomboyish girl. I mean, to us, she just looks like a regular old girl, but maybe a more tomboyish girl that her best friend is a boy and whatever, like, you know? So sure, like in the begin I love that like one of the beginning scenes where she meets up with her partner, right? And
yeah.
um and then the other girl comes in and she's like, "Hey, Shu." And then she looks over at her like, "Oh, you're here too. Damn." Like
Ooh,
I was
yeah.
like, "Ooh,
Well,
the
I'm
sauce,
trying to
the
remember her name.
sauce."
Riku, or
Was
something like
it
that.
Riku? Because there's Riku and the other girl. Because one's the shrine family and the other one is the candy shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The shrine one was the one that acts like she's jealous of her of Hinako, right? Is the main character. I don't know why I'm fucking it up. Is the one that's jealous of Hinako's relationship with Shu, the male character,
Mhm.
right? So sure, yeah, there is that weird like little love triangle, but Hinako is like doesn't necessarily act as like a romantic interest with Shu. It's just
No.
childhood friendship. Like they're
It's,
bros. Literally, that's it.
so
But yeah.
that's where I see that pressure is that
Mm. Like nobody else understands that she can just be hardcore friends with a dude. Everybody
mhm,
else thinks it's like, oh, you're into each other, whatever. Like, and it's
exactly.
like, no, he's just my bro. Like that's it. You know, calm down. It's
Like,
okay.
and I'm glad that you mentioned the field, the lost field, and
Mm.
with all those scarecrows. Um,
The comments, like the riddles, like what they say is like,
exactly.
okay, that was
Did
insightful.
you ever notice how the scarecrows were contorted in a more like, I'm not trying to say it was sexualized, but I saw a lot of memes where people were like, "Dang, don't be thick,"
Gosh.
you know,
The
like,
way like when they stick their booty out and point
oh
like,
yeah, and they do
hey,
the
like
pose. You know, I
so actually even before the scarecrow scene when the first monster comes out, that's already sexualized to me because it's like the hips, the joints are like very visible, the way that they posture out and like I mean they're essentially like popping it, you know, like
oh yeah, yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of the times like it is and it is always like when you saw like what was strange to me was to see the male figure mixed in with the females.
yes.
So that was interesting to me. But to see them off the get-go, like and that's to me that's common in horror is to sexualize the female form with gore or grotesqueness. It's hot for whatever reason,
I
you know,
agree.
right?
I
So
agree. And
it's like but I thought to me what was interesting was in that field to see at least one male to two, it was sometimes two male figures, right? Oh, and there was one yep, okay, so there was one where there was, like yeah, it depended on the scenario, but
exactly.
the female ones were more common, then occasionally you had the and they were very young, boyish looking faces, which I noticed. So there's a lot.
It,
That was piqued my interest. Yes, I agree.
and
Mm,
that right there, when you see the male and the female and the three girls, sometimes three, maybe it'll be four, but it's I personally believe, you know, because they were contorted in a certain way, just how like their body was just malformed or something like that, or they're just looking up, or you could hear like the little banter. Uh,
mhm.
it's like, oh, you know, when you read the little note,
Yeah, like
like,
for
oh,
me,
it's
the
it's
riddle or the clue was I was looking for their posture to
oh yeah,
indicate what the clue or the riddle was saying. Like, oh, uh, Like betrayal would be like, oh, you stabbed me in the back, or like, oh, I can't look at you because you're so hideous. I was like, okay, something like, like little stuff like that. Like to me, that meant the posture that they were holding. It didn't always work out that way. It was, especially when you got further in, it was a little wonky, and I didn't always get it. But
Because my
it's a,
whole thing, that whole sequence right there was actually telling a story
mhm,
that our main character has actually experienced. The uneasy, the beauty, the shame, the fear, uh, how it's all tangled up, like in her consciousness.
mhm,
That's what I was seeing in that field. Even when you were solving the riddles itself, that's what I was seeing. Uh, and it's kind of, it's kind of like what people face now, like this kind of guilt, pain, and, the
mhm. Like
desire.
the
So
internal
it was cool.
dialogue that happens.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it was kind of cool to see that even though it wasn't spoken, you just read it from the notes and you saw the contorted bodies. And I really liked
Mhm.
that. That was one of my favorite sequences.
Yeah.
And
No,
I hated when you
yeah.
kept hearing them in the background. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to stop. And they kept doing JoJo poses. I was like, stop.
That's perfect. Yes, it's JoJo. Oh my
Like,
god.
y'all better stop.
Yeah.
But no,
Dude.
cool.
Yeah. It was that for sure was the last interesting one. Really curious to see what old Fox Dude is about. Because it's like, okay, the doll is hers, but the doll is leaving her messages, saying stuff about him. But who is the doll really representing? Who does the fox guy represent? Like you know what? Now that I think about it, it's a lot of like feminine. The balance between the feminine and the masculine is like, or like the interaction between the two, and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable.
Okay.
Wow,
Wow. That's
that's
cool.
really wild. Yeah,
I like that.
that's pretty trippy.
Yeah. I would
But
speak more,
he,
but
Getting
yeah,
deep in it.
yeah,
yeah, and you know what I love
I
about that
would
too
speak
is
more.
that
I'll be giving
despite
stuff.
that analysis, oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking over you. My bad.
No, you're fine.
But like, despite that, like that you can inference that much in terms of like a social norms or whatever. Like, it's more like a deep dive into like sociology.
Hmm.
It's still don't get you still don't miss out on the Silent Hillness of it. It's still
Yeah.
scary. It's still a puzzle. It's still hard to figure out. It still scares you. It still taps into something. That's what it is. It gets personal. That's what I always loved about Silent Hill. It gets personal.
Yeah.
Silent Hill has always gotten deep and tapped into your inner psyche. And for this one, I guess, yeah, maybe it's the female and male dynamic. Maybe that's why I like this one so much. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah, I like your thoughts on that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would dive deeper into the actual lore or story, but I'll be giving context away, and I don't want to take that away from you um, because you're in
Appreciate
a
that.
very pivotal part of the game. Uh, so yeah, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it when you're done, and we could have more banter about it
Yeah.
later on.
All right. Silent
Yeah,
Hill F is amazing. Play it, please.
yeah. Please buy it. And,
That's moral of the story. Play Silent Hill
yeah,
F.
and they actually gave a
Beautiful
heads up.
game.
Yeah, they actually stated that they're remaking the first one, so I'm super excited. Super excited. That company is killing it.
I am excited for that. That is dope. I will be down for that.